Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? I want to go into this for a second because I think it's really important. Really, truly, it might be one of the most important things we ever talk about on this show is how do you actually, A, reconcile that rejection and in general, rejection is not about you. And then B, how do you not let that destroy you?
Wow, those are definitely wonderful questions. And I've done a lot of reflection on this. I'm so glad that you asked because I believe that all of us, we're out there looking for understanding. And what we want in a friend or in a connection or anybody relationship is to have them demonstrate that they understand how we feel. We have feelings about things, about events, and we want to share that with someone who will reflect back to us our own feelings about that event in a way that we can understand. That's what we're looking for. And so, going back to that event where I was rejected in such a blunt, devastating way to me, I could understand that if I read the room, if I put myself in their shoes, how they felt about the experience. And I would learn that it is not about me. I reconcile that because I think, man, this guy, he chose himself. Great for him. He felt very uncomfortable. He was not trying to walk on eggshells. He didn't explain anything to me. He was like, well, I think you're a great person, but blah, blah. He didn't have to know me anything. He wanted to be safe. This was uncomfortable for him and he left. He did what's best for him. Yay, him. That's what I say. Congratulations for you. And so when I need to do those things, I really hope that people understand that it's not about them. But if they can't, then that's okay. That's okay. But I know that when people say goodbye to me, when people can't connect to me, or people don't quite understand me, or whatever it is, it's not about me. It's not a shortcoming that I've had. I'm doing just fine. And they're actually doing just fine too. They're taking care of themselves. So that's how I feel about rejection and reconciling that, understanding how they feel about the situation. And I demonstrate how they understand by accepting what they've done.
Yeah, that to me is a beautiful sign that someone has grown, because even with myself, like that, it took me a long time to be able to articulate what you just did, right?
Mm,
And I think so frequently one of the things that we have to recognize is like everyone's having a human experience. None
yeah.
of us ever know what the fuck we're doing, and for the most part, people are not bad people, right? And this is something I've learned and I've discovered the older I get, the more I meet people, the more I'm
Hmm.
traveling the world and the country. Like it's just not, but we're led to believe that when you speak your truth and someone, even if they're dismissive of it, that they're a terrible person or they should be canceled or they should be burned at the
Yeah.
stake. And
Yeah.
I'm like, no,
No,
like
no.
it's fucking fine if people don't like you. It's
Yes.
okay. And you have to be willing to get to that place to be okay with it. And I know one of the things that you talk about is about defining yourself and why that is important. And I think this is the perfect time to segue into that.
Yes, absolutely. I almost got stuck, honestly. I almost got stuck on answering this question about not quite defining yourself, but I think it maybe ties a little bit into what you were saying about shame. Just really quickly about shame, is that we have a feeling that things are good or bad. And when it comes to defining yourself, I don't quite think that it serves a purpose to feel good or bad or label good or bad. And as you said, we are doing essentially the best we can with what we have. We're doing what we can. So I really like to stress that when thinking about defining yourself, you're always doing exactly what you should be doing, exactly when you should be doing. Because by design, we need light and dark, we need up and down, we need to have these experiences. We have these experiences, and labeling them as experiences we shouldn't have really causes us a lot of confusion. like, I shouldn't have had that experience, or I shouldn't have done that. Well, that's a bit of shame. And shame is going to stop you from figuring out how you really felt about the experience. Did you enjoy the experience? Well, I shouldn't have enjoyed the experience. No, no. Look at that and think, well, I did enjoy the experience. And how did it benefit me? What would I do again? Or what would I do differently about it? We want to look at the experience and really understand and be mindful about the experience and not have all this noise that happens when shame and guilt come into play. So when you're defining yourself, you really need to be able to forgive yourself, which is understanding yourself, more understanding yourself. You want to look at what you felt about the behavior and not so much shame, not so much guilt, not what other people might think you should feel, but what do you actually feel about that?
Yeah, and that's a wonderful point. And I think to go even a little level deeper into that, not only about how you feel about it, but like being okay that you feel that way about it,
Yes.
and people like beat themselves the fuck up because they feel a certain way about something. I'm like, you're figuring it out. Like I've had some crazy ass experiences in my life, like some shit I'll never talk about on this show. And I'm like, yes, that was really, really cool and amazing. And I can't wait to do it again. And then the other side is like, wait, no, no, no. Actually, I could not stand this. This is one of the most miserable things I've ever done in my life. And I've always thought to myself, well, good. Now I know.
Yes.
Now I know. And I think there's a sense of freedom that comes along with that, because when you just simply give yourself the space to exist within the context of the experience, as opposed to the measurement of what other people believe that you should be, you discover the truth about who you are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's where you discover the authentic self because you are doing whatever you're going to do when no one's looking. If there was just one person on in this planet, what would you do? And that is your authentic self. So connecting with your authentic self, you go through the world and you have some experiences and you reflect on those experiences. What did you like? What didn't you like? And be careful not to get caught in the trap of shame and guilt because it's really easy to reconcile or I guess stop if you're moving along life and you stop at feeling shame and you repeat the behavior, you do something and it causes shame and you feel shameful that you feel shame about the experience and completely spiral into a place where you don't take any action and you stop noticing yourself. You're just like everything's shame. Everything that I do is shame. Not really. Let's remove the shame. It's comfortable to be there, but it's not who you are.